Hello and welcome back to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. I'm Rosa.
And I'm still Sharyn.
Welcome back, everyone. We appreciate you all joining us again for another episode of Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. So, if you are new to our channel, please like, subscribe, and share our videos. And I appreciate you all for letting me know how much you are sharing the videos.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. If you are new to our channel, then
Welcome.
we have to tell you that first, before we get into our title, we have to do shout outs. Shout outs. No, just kidding.
That's her favorite part for some reason. Okay.
It is.
Okay, babe.
It's our favorite part. So our first shout out goes to A. Woodard. Thank you for your comments. It's been a while since we heard from you, but
Hey.
thank you for your comments, and I hope that you are still watching Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. Also, next is T Love. We appreciate you. We appreciate your comments, and thank you for being a subscriber. And last but not least is whatever. That's the name.
That's her name?
That's the name.
Okay.
Thank you for subscribing to Conversation with Sharyn and Rosa, and welcome, because I know you are fairly new. Thank you. Whatever.
Yeah. And we got to do that disclaimer.
I like that, though. I like
I like her name too.
Our disclaimer, what? About not being
professionals? We're not EEDs, PhD, come see about me.
We're kind of like professionals now. We've been doing this for two years now. Not just kidding.
Well, we got some serious hours underneath about yes, but we are definitely lifelong lesbians. I am. Rosa will tell you her story. But also the fact is we're professionals in our own life. We're experts about our life. We're sharing with you our experiences. But again, we don't have PhDs and what's that, family practitioners or whatever you are. No, we're just two lesbians having conversations and experiencing a life and sharing you a slice of the gay life with you. And we invite you to do the same with us. So that's who we are. We keep it real because we have to. We don't rehearse because, again, we keep it real. We don't have to, and there's times when you may see it throughout some of the videos. I have no idea what Rose is going to say.
Absolutely.
And she keeps me on my toes. So it is a conversation and it's real.
So before we get into today's title, I just want to give a little shout out to my godson, who is 5 and having his party today. So after we video, I am going to be at a 5-year-old birthday party. Yay, me. And happy birthday, Kai.
Right. I won't be there because I don't do 5-year-old birthday parties. No, he's a good kid, but
I love Kai.
You ain't got to go to every party. And I'm going to skip this one. Send him my love.
You know what? So today we'll be talking about being gay ain't always easy. So, and for some of you all, before you shake your head, it's been easy for me.
Right.
It ain't always been easy for everyone.
Well, I think it's different. I think it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
But sometimes the hard is horrible. And we've been hearing those stories as well. But we're just going to slide into it today. And really, anybody who's gay in this world, in this society, at this time, you've got your own story, you've had your own experiences, and as I'm talking to our people out there in lesbian land and far beyond, we got some stories.
Yeah.
We got some stories.
Especially the longer you've been gay and out, you probably experienced a lot of things.
Yeah, we done paid our dues.
That made it a little difficult, right, to do something else. But for me, I've only, been out 11 years, and, I've experienced some things, and I think for the most part, when people hear it, when you're meeting new people, that's kind of the reason why I think sometimes it's hard. And sometimes I don't necessarily say it all the time when I'm meeting somebody, because one, it's not something that people need to see me for. You know,
right.
I'm
just
Rosa
Rosa
when
You're
I
just
meet
Rosa.
you, and
right.
I'm Rosa when if we, don't ever see each other again.
Mm-hmm.
But if it comes up in the conversation, I do. So sometimes that's the pullback. But as far as just being gay and it being like easy or hard, it really hasn't been that bad for me. I think losing friends at the beginning was very hard. I think the initial coming out was very hard.
Okay.
But the fact that I'm settled in who I am and I'm okay, and saying the word lesbian to me used to be like, what is that? Should I say that or should I not say that? But I'm comfortable with who I am.
Right.
And if that's part of being a lesbian, then yeah, I'm comfortable with that because I'm so many things before I'm gay.
Right.
And I think people spin it so much when you even get to that word. I can name 10 things that I am. I can say I'm black, I'm a woman, I'm, a mother, I'm a wife, I'm an Aries, and whenever I get to the 10th thing and say I'm gay, people holding their breath. And it's almost like they can't see any of that other stuff.
Anything beyond that.
And they make it hard for you, right? And so, it just depends. I think in my life I haven't come against too many anti-gay people that I know of. Like, they may have done something behind my back, I don't know. But as far as up front and, out, nobody's really, like, we don't want to deal with you. I've had that just being a black woman.
Right.
Here she comes, but as a lesbian, no, I don't think it really has been all that hard for me. I think some things have been blocked because of that, but nothing that, when you're a child of God, you got favor. So if I can't go through this door, he's opened another one for me.
Right.
And most of those people who have tried to block me looking like, damn, well, how'd she get through? Because I know I put a roadblock there. I'm like, yeah, boo.
Yeah.
Favor. It's called favor.
Right. And then for you to even say that, that in the same sentence, well, I'm gay and I got favor and, God. And it's like, what? God? You know God?
Right, yeah.
As though God is a straight concept. You know what I mean?
Right.
Same God. You always tell people, the same sun shines on me too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
I think you just brought up an interesting point when you were saying, about people being gay and people acting like they shouldn't know God. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I know God. I'm good with that. But that's an interesting point because I think in the church they make it hard for you to be gay or to be okay with being
it,
gay, and I have to admit too that sometimes when I go visit people at church, when they invite me, I go up in there looking as femme as possible because you don't want people to have, look at you like that, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm in the house of the Lord, quote unquote, and you want to,
make your best presentation,
right? And the person that invited you probably is not gay, or maybe they're gay, but the person that invited us wasn't necessarily gay. The people that always invite us is not gay. I don't know if they're trying to, convert us.
Bring us over to the other side.
But so I know they don't want people to be like, oh, they bringing gay people in here. So, I try to, I guess I do put on a little facade when I get, like in the church arena, and it's
but
like,
you were
I
raised that
have
way.
to.
But wait a minute,
I know,
let's back up something.
If I'm comfortable with who I am, no matter what, but I do go in there, and nobody ever is going to think that Rose is gay unless they know me. So I don't know. I think
is that true?
I think the church makes it hard for us to be okay with saying, oh no, well, I'm a lesbian, or my wife is over there, or my wife's at home, to talk in that realm. It's like, if I'm talking about Sharyn, I may just say her name or my partner, and not point to who she is or whatever the case may be.
But so whatever you decide to do, if it's okay with you, it should be okay. Because look, I always tell people, I'm living this life. Not you. And as recent as, maybe, I know it's been more than 6 months now, but we did go to a church. A friend invited us. Like, we're permanent. I always tell people, I'm a permanent visitor to wherever you want me to come. Because I don't poo-poo anybody. Right. You know what I mean? I practice Buddhism.
I'll go to anybody's church, right. Yeah,
I practice Buddhism. I was raised more, Baptist, more or less Southern Baptist. I was exposed to, my mother became a Jehovah's Witness and Seventh-day Adventist, and two of my brothers were, I didn't even know what Muslims were, but they were Muslims back in the 60s. And I'm like, okay, now what is that? It mean you won't be coming to the church, to Baptist church? I don't know. I've just been okay with people who are different from me. And I surely never made it a point, of like, oh, I can't deal with him because, he's Jewish. I can't deal with her because she's something else, Right. So the more pushback I did get was like when you go up in the church and they say, we just did this about 6 months ago or something like that. A friend had invited us to a Baptist church. And like, I go for the singing because,
Right.
girl, the Baptists be bringing it on for you, right?
No. Kojic bring it better than that, but that's okay. We're not going to have this discussion.
And for the people,
that's a whole nother discussion.
Wait a minute. And for the people who don't know what Koji is, what is it?
Church of God in Christ.
Okay, so you're saying that they bring it on tougher?
Choir be on point. Like, come on now. But we're not going to have this discussion. Look, but anyway, go ahead and finish making your
I ain't
point.
been around none of them long enough to do the comparison. I'm saying that, Baptists do it for me.
Baptists
Girl, look,
cool.
and you got them two sisters that's bigger than me with them tamarines. And they
First of all, Baptist is cool. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Baptist. I'm just saying I'm a little biased because I was raised in Kojic, but we bring it. That's all I'm saying.
Right. You were raised in Kojic and you were exposed to others as well. Other faiths. So anyhow, all I'm saying is, so more than 6 months or so ago, Rosa and I were, we had received an invitation to visit a friend's church. So we visited the church, and this was like right when COVID was kind of letting up a little bit, because people, so anyhow, so people were trying to return to normal, even though it was normal will never be normal again. But anyway, the preacher was the pastor, preacher, whatever he was. The pastor, he was okay, but he didn't knock me down with the sermon or anything like that. But at the end of the sermon, people, at the end of the church service, they come on down, and if you're a visitor, so we go in and everything, and like, hey, we just hit him, pow pow,
So
what?
he said, if this is your first time and you're visiting, he invites you to, meet with you in the room. So all the visitors go to like this one room,
right?
And to talk to the pastor. But he got up and went into the room, and I saw his wife coming too. I was like, oh, she ain't no fool. She was like, oh, we got new people and one looking cute, meaning me. I'm just saying.
I thought it was me, but okay, no. I could be wrong.
Y'all, I'm not conceited, but anyway. So,
you feeling yourself today, baby? You are feeling yourself.
So we get in there, and he's, asking us what we thought of the service, and and I'm
is
just
my
like,
microphone
it was
okay?
Good. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Your microphone's good.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, it was good, and Sharyn was like, okay, but we're gay. This is my wife, and blah 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 blah.
And we've been to other churches, and I just want you to know that's who we are and what we are.
Right.
You
first
cool
of
with
all,
that?
I saw the sigh in his wife, like, whew, I ain't got to worry about her.
She ain't got to worry about late Wednesday night Baptist meetings about the choir. Look, you ain't got to worry about Rosa and me.
Oh, man.
So I just figured I'd just put it on out there. And is there a place? Go ahead.
Yeah, you asked him. You said we're gay, and what do you feel about that?
Right. And is there a place for us in church?
Right.
That's basically that's how the conversation went. He didn't say yes. He didn't say hell no. But he didn't invite us to stay either. So.
Well, did he didn't invite anybody?
No, but you know, and it's not like let's have more dialogue, or he didn't say the church is open to everybody, God loves us all.
Right,
you know what I mean? He didn't say that either. I didn't feel warm and fuzzy. And then there was this other guy.
I was like, oh my goodness, because the first time, when we did that, another guy was new. He was also new at my job. And he was visiting the church at the same time. So he was in that room when we said that. So I was like, oh, he get ready to be like, her wife's something else. And I had just met him probably like a week prior to that. So it was so funny, though. That was kind of funny.
So, and the only reason why we're sharing this little short story with you, let's make it short, and is that, you know what I mean, just being who you are and comfortable with who you are, that, the discomfort evidently is with someone else. Because I'm saying here we are in a house.
The discomfort is where you are, because I am a little uncomfortable being in church. I don't know why.
Really? You've never told me that.
Yeah, like when I go, it's like, I go and I feel good, but it's like it's a angst there that I don't really know, and I think it's because of the whole gay thing. So I think.
Wait a minute, the whole gay within yourself, or the gay thing that they may be experiencing that they don't know you're gay? What?
The gay thing that I know churches are not okay with it.
Well, some churches are.
But you don't know that until you know that.
Right.
So when you get in there, you're like, you kind of feel some kind of way. Like, okay, am I going to introduce myself as that? Or, they're going to shun me? Whatever. It's just a weird feeling. But I've never even thought about it until, like, this moment.
That's interesting.
Because it's like, we're talking about, is being gay easy? Ain't always easy. And it's right. It's not always easy because you don't know who's going to accept you at the moment that you're, in it.
Well, my thing is, I'm not going for acceptance. I'm just giving information, and not not asking for permission. But I'm just saying, before you try to swoop me up to be on the welcoming committee or the celebrate the pastor needs a new Cadillac committee, all that, like, I'm gay. So y'all cool with that? I didn't get a yes. I get a couple of eye rolls, and
because if you get in there, like, let's say you get into the choir, and then they find out you gay, they'll probably ask you to step down.
Are you kidding?
Probably. No, I'm sure your sister. You might want.
Why would I step that? Look, and God,
you might want to ask your sister. She don't want I know been thrown out of church. My bad.
No, we're getting off the subject. So listen,
being gay ain't always
easy. Okay, and I know
it really is not, but that is
evidently
one of the things that is my angst.
Right, and that's okay. So seriously, sweetheart, staying on point, whether it's family, friends, co-workers, the people in the church, the people in your world, the people who you socialize with and connect with, party with, all of that. We're talking about being fully accepted fully accepted as who we are. Mm-hmm. And if you're real with yourself, when you accept yourself, truly, it seems like everything else falls into place. Yeah. What I do find in looking at how some people navigate this thing, sometimes I don't think they're fully accepting of themselves.
Right. But and I agree with you to a certain degree with that. But do you think being gay has been easy for you?
Oh, goodness, no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So would you say that
no, not at all.
You are...
Matter of fact, I think it's been even harder for me for different reasons.
Okay.
Okay. But then again, I'm stronger than most. You know what I mean? I mean, there's some people with a family, like, don't even come around. Like, if you still gay, it ain't okay. Don't even come around to the family reunion. Don't come to Thanksgiving. Don't even call your Aunt Sarah. All that kind of stuff. Families can mess you up. Right. I'm one of the lucky ones. So I let them be who they are. And as I tell people, and I've seen the story, we got, 87 videos out now. I left my home at, 3 days after my 18th birthday because I was legal. I joined the Navy at 17, but I had to wait a whole year because women couldn't come in unless you were 18. Okay, but jumping off a trolley car in Philadelphia, joining the Navy, it changed my whole life. Mm-hmm. It truly changed the whole trajectory of my life, and never regretted it. Been in California for 40 some odd years, and that I was sent to California. I dreamed of California. I didn't even know where Malibu was. I mean, I'm 8 years old listening to, the music. Everybody else listening to Motown, and me too. But, I'm listening to, white folks singing with a guitar, talking about, the sunsets in Malibu. Well, as soon as I find out where Malibu is, I'm going there because it seemed like the sun was always up and they were always on a beach. Right. And one of the first places I went when I got here was I wanted to, see Malibu, and I wanted to see Watts because Watts had experienced the riots. But anyway, so that's what took me out to California and everything. But my road definitely has not been easy. My family was very, very
against you going to the military?
No, not so much going to the military, but just about the whole gay thing. I mean, I came out very, very early. I remember telling my mother in 6th grade, 7th grade, 9th grade,
And she didn't believe it until you was out.
Well, I think she believed it. I think she believed it and knew what I was talking about. But on the same token, she didn't want to hear it and didn't want to accept it. And, because, back then they used to call it funny. I think Sharyn's funny, and I don't mean funny, haha. I mean funny. All right. So just knowing who, there's people who don't even identify it in themselves for many, many years. More or less, be brave enough to admit it and have the conversation with yourself.
Right.
Because everything starts here. And let's not forget, being homosexual was considered a psychological defect,
right.
Until 1974. So, so everybody thought you had to be crazy if you were gay. Right. Do you? I think you're crazy if you're not gay.
I know some crazy gay folks,
I know, but not as many crazy straight folks.
I know.
We get a bad rep. We get a bad rep on so many things. So your family will mess you up. Oftentimes your church won't accept you, even if they even know. And then you remember people had ceremonies like, I think my child is gay. Can you exercise it from her and stuff like that? And you know what I mean? Say like, okay, you can exercise me if you want to, but I'm still going to the club on Saturday night. Right. You know what I mean? So evidently it didn't work.
Talking about like the exorcism thing?
People, because they think it's a bad spirit that's gotten a hold of you or something evil has come upon you. So the fact that it manifested itself and has changed you against normal thinking, which is normal is for you to be booked up with a man and being procreative and da-da-da-da-da. But I'm telling you, it's not easy for everyone, and for some of us, it's extremely difficult. I'm not going to bore you with some horrible stories, but family sometimes they can be. It's just wicked. It's wicked what we do sometimes to the people that we say we love.
Yeah,
absolutely. I've seen, families have turned their back on you. I remember I was in the military. One young man, unfortunately, he died of AIDS, and they shipped the body home, and his father said he wouldn't accept the body.
Wow.
Things like because his son was gay. That kind of stuff. There's one woman. Matter of fact, she was from Iran, and she was. Oh my God, she and a friend, a real good buddy of mine at the time, they had connected and was having this wicked love affair and just enjoying everything. And two of her brothers came to California to find her, and they didn't say they were going to kill her, but they just said, if you don't stop living this lifestyle, you know what I mean? Like they came to America to take her home. And the father said, and if you don't stop this, the family is going to abandon you. You won't have any money. You have no identity, and don't ever call your family again. I mean, that dramatic shit you see on movies. Like who would treat their child like that? Right. Just horrible incidences. When lovers, partners have been together for years and years and years, and unfortunately one of them dies, and then the family won't even allow the person to come to the funeral. You know what I mean? Because for us to allow you to come to the funeral would be for us to admit that my child was in a long-term lesbian relationship. Mm-hmm. Those crazy kind of things. Yeah. So back to me, was it easy on me? No. But I do believe I've always had a very strong sense of self. To throw some humor on it, my eldest aunt, who's long since gone, my Aunt Maggie, told my mother, and I could not have even been 18 months old, but she told my mother she could tell I was going to be gay by the way I wore my diaper. Please don't make the connection. There is none. But she told my mother she could tell that I was going to be a little different, so maybe I was a kid who didn't mind having droopy drawers. I don't know. You know how much fun it is when you're a kid and you find out what you really want to be and the things that you really like about the world, your limited exposure to the world. Like some kids know they're going to be an artist, like, oh, I'm going to be a spaceman. Oh, I'm going to be a nurse. Oh, I'm going to be a doctor, whatever. I knew I was gay. I knew, and remember now, I was born in 55, so I'm looking at the movies that was out in the 60s and all, and I always wanted to be Cary Grant, because Cary Grant was smooth. Cary Grant always got the girl. I never wanted to be the girl who was gotten. I wanted to be Cary Grant, because he was just, had on the suit, and I knew I liked girls, and my vision for myself was one day that I would fall in love like everyone else does and get married. Yeah. To a girl. the fantasy with men just didn't work for me, and but though I'm in a very straight world, I remember by this time I'm you graduate grade school, and I'm in high school now, and here comes the time for the prom, and my mother like, who are you taking to the prom? I'm like, I'm going with my girlfriends. I figured all of us would just hang and take a group picture. This is in 1973, and she said, no, you're not. So what my mother did was go out and got me a date for the prom. And how embarrassing. And his name was Matthew. And I had to tell him, I said, I don't know what you're thinking about, but you ain't getting none. Just show up for the, for the picture. And he was so nice, because he was like, oh, I'm okay, And he, we took a picture, and my mother was happy. But, I wasn't doing what the other high school girls were doing, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, I wanted to dance with my girlfriends, and did. And then a year later I was in the Navy, and the rest, as they say, is history. But being in my own way, very comfortable with who I was, and I wasn't uncomfortable until I ran to people who were uncomfortable. Does it make sense? I thought it was okay. It's no more than if you're left-handed. Like, hey, I mean, I know most people are right-handed, but is it okay that I'm being left-handed? What are you going to do, cut my hand off? Right. So I realized the world wasn't so ready for me. So each one of my siblings, they had their own opinion about it. And, for the most part, it was okay. But they wasn't happy about it, but they didn't beat me down. But one sibling was a little bit more against it because of religious stuff in her head. But I had a cousin, and it's funny, I wasn't thinking about this until we start talking about it, but I had a cousin named Sheila. She's long since passed, but Sheila was the pretty girl, she was the fast girl, she was the girl who was wearing lipstick and fishnet stockings. Ooh, wicked. Back in the day. Yeah, she was too fast, as you call it, fast tail. Right. Well, in any event, and we were second cousins removed, actually, so she'd let me, kiss her and, tell me how I was doing. Well, she told me, she said, Sharyn, I know you're gay. And she didn't say gay. She says, I know you a bulldagger. Look like you're going to be a bulldagger. What a horrible word, right? She says, but I don't want you to be one because they don't treat them very nice. Mm-hmm. So she was looking out for me like, I love you, you know what I mean, but don't be a bulldagger. Right. You know what I mean? Because life's hard for bulldaggers, and I was just like, when you play back the tapes, because like I say, she was fast. She was fast, so she knew what the real score was, and I had to tell her, I said, I think I'm going to be a bulldagger. Yeah, the votes are in, So anyhow, having a very early sense of yourself, so that we don't get sidetracked. The focus of today's video was really just to talk about that. It ain't always easy being gay. A lot of us have lost our families. We lost good friends.
And I think too, a lot of the things that are coming forward, and I hate talking politics because y'all don't know my story, right? My stuff, my side, but with just a lot of the laws trying to be reversed, you get nervous, and that makes it hard too, because you think about, your future. Like, we have stuff together. They're not even probably, we going the way that we go, are going to recognize that. They're not going to recognize that Sharyn's my wife, I'm her wife, and if something were to happen to one or the other, you have no rights. Right. Exactly.
Act like it didn't even exist.
So that makes it kind of hard, and to even think about.
And we've come so far, yet people are trying to pull it back. I was in the military, like I say, in the early 70s. I did just about 22 years in the Navy, and that was way before don't ask, don't tell. Just like, don't look, don't let me catch you looking, thinking about it. If you do like women, you better only think about it once a year in a cave by yourself. It was truly, everybody was homophobic. It was the thing that you knew was true about yourself that you could never talk about. Right. I mean, literally, that you can get fired on the spot or get put out of the military because you're gay, right? Or had gay thoughts, even. I mean, they established a whole organization before it was NCIS. It was Naval Investigative Service that was just created to drum out homosexuals in the federal government. Right. You spend money look, because people are different. You're after people who are different, so it's the most
It's no
ridiculous
different
thing.
than black folks just being canned because you're black.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, hard times, and
Yeah.
so seeing so many wonderful things and freedoms that have been freedom for you, but wasn't free for us. We had to pay double for what everyone else gets for free.
Right.
And so, having come so far in my heart, I'm just full of joy. Being at the gay parade, but all the way in the back with big glasses on, hoping no one recognizes you from your...
Trying to be incognito.
Right, where they're like, ain't that Sharyn? Ain't that the girl that works over in building 14? That kind of thing.
You look familiar. You don't know me.
Right. And as it would turn out, I would go to the gay parades, but I never marched in a gay parade before until I met Rosa. And she's so,
I've been on the front line of them.
Yeah.
It's a parade. And I'm going to lead it.
And I remind her, not to be casual with it, because it is a great joy that we can do this now. It wasn't always like that.
Right. And that's why you say being gay isn't always easy. I think because I feel like 10 years, 11 years is not that long ago. So it's like I'm newly coming out, and I think a lot of things have changed so much where people's acceptance have been in greater numbers as well than when you were coming. So I think if you were gay from a minute ago, you probably had a lot of things that didn't make it as easy for you as it is for some today. And I'm not saying it's always easy, because it's not, but for the most part. So with that,
the fact that you can see yourself on television, see people who look like you, that live in a lifestyle very much like yours and all, and so I do believe I paid dues twice as much, and with our age difference, so with the 17 years difference between us, that's a generation. Mm-hmm. That's a generation. So some of the things that, some of the stories that maybe me and some of my old head friends that we remember living through, like Rosa, like, really? Y'all did that? Like, wow, that's, that was hard. Don't think I could do it. That kind of thing. And I mean, women would have pictures of some man that doesn't exist sitting up there on that picture, you know what I mean, just so people don't think that she's gay. Now you looking like the last butch that left Barstow.
Right.
But I like men. No, really? Really?
Right.
So the point is that, it's not easy for many of us. And if your road hasn't been that difficult, take it as a blessing. Because all the freedoms that we have now, somebody done paid 10 times for it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And just, it's just incredible.
Right.
It's just incredible. So if you're around a bunch of loving people and family who accepts you, respect you, invite you, embrace you, oh man, that's double happiness.
Right.
And yet some of us, and far too many of us out there still fighting the fight. Yeah. We want to be invited to Thanksgiving and hope it's okay that we bring our partner named Betty that we've been living with for the last 17 years, and that's not your roommate, honey, and you can afford to rent by yourself.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
So being who you are, what we are, and how we are, and being okay with it. No explanations, no apologies.
Yeah.
And many of us are there, but not enough of us. And so free yourself. There's oftentimes we put ourselves in a box that we don't even belong in. Right. Just tell your truth, and usually things will follow.
Yeah.
So that's what we had today. That was our conversation for today.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
we have different thoughts about some areas, because I'm not saying it's been easy for Rosa, but you have once been a married woman, and you were Mrs. somebody else, right? And now people they see you're still Rosa, but they do see you with a different lens. Cause like I remember when she was married to that man and had 2 children. Right. Well, she still got 2 children. She's no longer to the man. That's been 11 years ago, and she's out and proud, and she's now Mrs. Williams. And look who got her. Look who got her. That's my boo. That was my boo. So enough of this, but we'd love to hear your stories, and we kind of left, went to the little left a little bit today.
Yeah, that's okay.
But that's okay. That's okay. We just had to get it out.
That's what happens.
Right.
When you got unscripted conversations.
Right. It is unscripted. We make no apology. We look as Popeye would say, I am what I am. I live, Yes, I said that. Take care. Until next time, knowing that we're wishing you the very best.
Of all good things, stay safe and stay woke. We love you. Oh, and before we leave you, we are having something for Pride. More than likely, it'll probably be in our backyard. So we will definitely give you all more information for that. If you're planning on coming, please hit us up.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Take care.